Hi students, my name is Nitesh Narashet. I am from Anara. So last class we are discussing about a topic from 9th standard, that is surface areas and volumes. In surface areas and volumes we already discussed about surface areas of cube, cuboid, right circular cylinder and right circular cone. So we are discussing about some of the problems based on right circular cone. So here we have to move on to the next problem, next set of problems. So here sometimes it is given that L, value of L it is given and the value of R it is given, means we can easily solve this problem. But so here another quantity is there, that is height of the cone. So here when we have the height of this cone, so this is the H, when we take this H here, so instead of L, slant height, so we have the value of H, or it is given that value of H it is given. So that means in the formula, so it is need that we have to take the value of L. So how to find out value of L using H and R? So we have to know here. Yes. So let us take the relationship between slant height and the height of the cone. It is the relationship between slant height and height of the cone. So this thing we have to know here, and then based on this one we have to solve some of the problems. Yes. So here we have to find out the relationship between slant height and height of the cone. When the height of the cone it is given and the radius of the base circle it is given, so then how to find out the slant height, that one we have to know here. Here just observe, so when we have the height of the cylinder and when we have the radius of this, so just look at here, it forms a right angle triangle. It's a right triangle, that means it's right angle at this point. When we have the right angle here, the opposite side, so you just observe the side opposite to this right angle, we have taken it as a hypotenuse. So this one is the hypotenuse here. So that means we can use the Pythagoras theorem to find out the relationship between the slant height, the radius of the base circle and the height of the cone. So we have to relate all these things. So that means here we have to apply the Pythagoras theorem to this right angle triangle. Here I will name it as A, B and C. So let us apply Pythagoras theorem to this triangle. It is apply Pythagoras theorem to triangle ABC. Yes. So here it is, hypotenuse is AC square. AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. AB square plus BC square. Yes. What is AC here? AC is the slant height, that is L. L square is equal to, what is the AB square here? AB square it is H square. H square plus BC, value of BC is R. It is the radius of the base circle, that is R square. That is L is equal to square root of, here I will transpose the square to the RHS side. So square, after transposing it converted into square root, that is H square plus R square. So here it is the relationship between the slant height and the height of the cone. When the height of the cone it is given, the radius of the base circle it is given, we can find out the slant height using this relationship here, where L is the slant height, H is the height of the cone, then R is the radius of the circle. Radius of the, not only the circle, it's a radius of the base circle. radius of the base circle. Yes. So using this relation, we have to find out the slant height, and when we found out the value of slant height, so we can use the curved surface area of the cone and the total surface area of the right circular cone formulas. So using the known values, so we have to find out the slant height, then we have to find out the curved surface area and the total surface area of the right circular cone. So let us move on to some problems based on this relationship. Let us take the first problem of this video here. So here we have a concave shaped somewhat like a cone, has the radius of its broadest end as 2.1 centimeter and length as 20 centimeter. So that is, so concave always looks like a cone here. So its broadest end, that means the bottom end. So of this concave, so here, so if it is concave is the broadest end, that is in the bottom part. So here it is a radius of 2.1 centimeter is given, and the height of the cone it is given. So that is height of the concave it is given, that is 20 centimeter. If each centimeter square, if each 1 centimeter square of the surface of the cone carries an average of 4 grains, that means the curved surface area, on the curved surface area of the concave, the grains are distributed. So that means, so here in each centimeter square area, there are average of 4 grains. That means, here we have to find out the curved surface area. So, how many curved surface area we have to find out first. Then, in each surface area, each centimeter square surface area, there are 4 grains means. So, we have to find out how many total grains are there. So, we have to find out, that is, find how many grains you find on the entire curve we have to find out. That is, it is confirmed that the grains, whatever the grains we have, that is distributed on the curved surface of the concave. So that's why only it is need to calculate the curved surface area, it is enough. So that is, firstly we have to write the most of the grains are found on the curved surface of the cone. So that means only we need to calculate the curved surface area here. Yes, so here just observe what are the things it is given. We have to write first. Radius it is given, r is equal to 2.1 centimeter, and it's a length, it's a height it is given, that is h is equal to 20 centimeters. So that means here we have to find out the slant height L first we have to find out. Already we know the formula relationship between slant height and the height of the cone. So using that formula we have to find out the slant height. That is, slant height L is equal to square root of r square plus h square is equal to square root of, what's the value of r? That is 2.1 square plus h square, it is 20 square is equal to, so here already we know that 20 square it is 400 and 21 square it is 441. 21 square it is 441 here. So here 2.1 into 2.1, that is 2 decimal points are there. After the decimal point, 2 decimal places are there. That's why, so I will take the decimal point here after before the 2 decimal places, plus 400 is equal to square root of 404.41. So is equal to, so the answer is, you can find out that one, the answer is 20.11. 20.11 is the answer. L is equal to centimeter. Here the value of L it is we found out. Then using this one we have to find out the curved surface area. The formula to find out the curved surface area of the cone, it is pi r l. It is curved surface area of concave is equal to pi r l. So value of pi it is 22/7 we can take, and value of r it is 2.1 centimeter, and the value of L it is 20.11. 20.11 is equal to, here this also 2.1 we have it, we can write it as 21 by 10, it is 22 by 7 into 21 by 10 into 20.11, that is 7 into 1 and 7 into 3. So here we can take it as 3 into 22, that is 66. Yes, here 20.11 divided by 10 we have, so we can again simplify, that is 2.011 is equal to, so here we have to multiply 66 into 1, 6, so 6 remains, 66 into 1, 66, plus 6 it is 72, so 7 remains, 66 into 0, 0, that means here 7 we have, and here 66 into 2 it is 132, so 132.726, it is nearly it is equal to 132.73, it's a rounding off. Yes, so it's a curved surface area of the curve is equal to, nearly it is equal to 132.73 centimeter square. So the curved surface area, we found out the concave having a curved surface area, it is 132.73 centimeter square. Here just observe, here we have to find out the total grains of the curve here. So that is, here it is given 1 centimeter, in 1 centimeter square area, so it is an average of 4 grains we can find. But here totally we have 132.73 centimeter square we have. So in that area how much grains we have, that one we have to find out. Yes. So already we know the procedure and the technique, already I given to you, that is 1 centimeter square, in 1 centimeter square, so we have an average of 4 grains. And there totally 132.73 centimeter square we have. So in that how much grains we have, that one we have to find out. It is 132.73 centimeter square means, so we have to multiply both the sides, that is 132.73. So is how many grains we have? 4 into this much. It is 4 into 132.73. So that one we have to multiply here. So 4 into 3, 12, 1 remains. 4 into 7, 28, 29, 2 remains. So here it's a decimal point. 4 into 2, 8, and 10 we have here. So remaining it is 1. And 4 into 3, 12, 1, 13. So 1 remains. And 4 into 1, 4, plus 1, 5. So 530.92 grains. So 0.92 grains means it is decimal point, the number you are taking. Here we are taking the numbers, but here it is found for 530.92, our 0.92 grains, how it is possible? So it is not possible, that's why. So here we have to round off the things, that is 530 to 30.92 means, so it is nearly it is equal to 531, that is 531 grains. So in this concave, in this surface area of this curved surface area of this concave, so we can find 531 grains. That is, we can find 531 grains on the entire curve. On the entire curve. Yes, so this is the solution of this problem. So here it is the thing, it is here the curved surface of the concave, it is same, and this procedure is also same, but the thing is, here we have to find out the slant height, that is, it is given in the radius and the length, height of the cone. But here we have to find out the slant height using this relationship between slant height and the height of the cone. So using that relationship, L is equal to square root of r square plus h square. So using that relationship, we can find out the slant height. So when slant height is once found out, then we can use the formula of curved surface area of the cone, and this techniques we can easily use here. So there are many types of problems are there. So it is given that, so here we have, it's a challenge is to find out the slant height using the radius and the height of the cone. Yes, so let us take some of the let's take two homeworks here. So here just observe, we have two problems. The height of the cone is 16 centimeter and its base radius is 12 centimeter. That is, here height of the cone it is given, and using height of the cone and the base radius 12 centimeter and this height is 16 centimeter. So we have to find out first, it's a slant height. That is, using the relationship between the slant height and the height of the cone, that is L is equal to square root of r square plus h square. Using that relationship, we have to find the slant height, and then we have to find out the curved surface area and the total surface area of the cone. So using the formulas, and here it is given that use pi is equal to 3.14. Here it is given that pi is equal to 3.14 only you have to use. So that's why don't use 22 by 7 here. So you have to use pi is equal to 3.14 only. In place of pi, 3.14 you have to take and you have to multiply that only. Don't convert into 22 by 7. You have to take that value only. Yes. Here let's observe another problem. The joker's cap is in the form of a right circular cone. Joker's cap. Already we know that the birthday cap also. So birthday cap. So that one is also in the form of a joker's cap. Likewise, it's a right circular cone. Base radius is 7 cm. Base radius it is given, and the height it is given 24 cm. That means slant height is not given. So that's why we have to find out the slant height using this height and the base radius. And find the area of the sheet required to make 10 such caps. So that means here just observe the cap. So the cap is hollow inside. Inside it is hollow. So there is no any base here. So if it is we have a base circle means, so it's not a cap. So cap means inside it is hollow, so we can wear like that. Yes. So that means there is no any base circle part. That's it. Only we can find out the curved surface area. So curved surface area, so we can find out using base radius and the height of the each cap means it's a curved surface area you found out means it's only one cap. So we have a curved surface area, so we can find out using the base radius and the height. So the answer is the curved surface area of one cap. There are such caps we have to construct here. So such 10 caps we want here. So for that, how much area of the sheet required, that one we have to find out. So 10 caps we have, and one cap we have the curved surface area. So that means whatever the answer we have, that is a curved surface area. So that much sheet is enough to make one cap. Enough to make one cap. But 10 caps we have to prepare, 10 caps we have to make. So that's why how much sheet is required we have to find out. I hope you understood these things. So those who are watching this video for the first time, please subscribe our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. You can get the notification of our channel very easily. Also hit the like button. Thank you one and all. Be safe and stay home. Thank you.